What if the key to a peaceful life isn't about chasing more, but quietly letting go of what weighs you down? Letting go is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. When you eliminate what no longer serves you, you create room for growth, clarity, and peace. In this video, we'll explore 11 things you should quietly remove from your life. These aren't loud changes. They're subtle shifts that will free you from unnecessary stress and distraction. Think about this. What's weighing you down right now? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to remove and how to move forward. The first thing Stoics teach us to eliminate is the need for approval. Marcus Aurelius, in his meditation, "We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." It's human nature to seek validation. We all want to be liked, to be accepted. But the Stoics remind us that this constant chase for approval is a trap. Why? Because it places your peace of mind in someone else's hands. When you base your worth on what others think, you become their prisoner. Their praise might lift you, but their criticism will break you. That's no way to live. Instead of chasing approval, the Stoics encourage us to focus on living with integrity. Ask yourself, am I doing what aligns with my values? Am I acting in a way that I can respect? If the answer is yes, then external opinions don't matter. Here's a practical exercise. For one day, make choices based entirely on what feels right to you, not what you think others will approve of. Notice how freeing it feels. The more you practice this, the less power others' opinions will have over you. When you release the need for approval, you take back control of your peace, and that's the foundation of a truly Stoic life. The second thing Stoics teach us to eliminate is the fear of the future. Seneca once wrote, "We are tormented by the things we imagine might happen, more than by the things that actually do." It's true, isn't it? How often do we lose sleep over possibilities that never come to pass? Fear of the future robs us of the present moment, the only moment we truly have. The Stoics remind us that the future is beyond our control. What we can control is how we prepare for it and how we respond when it arrives. Worrying doesn't protect us from tomorrow's challenges. It only drains today of its peace. So how do we deal with this fear? By shifting our focus to what we can control. Take stock of your thoughts. Are they focused on things outside your influence, like the economy, the weather, or others' opinions? If so, redirect them to what you can influence: your actions, your effort, your mindset. Here's a simple practice. The next time you feel fear about the future, ask yourself, what can I do today to prepare? Then take one small action. By grounding yourself in the present, you'll find that the future becomes far less intimidating. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Let go of the fear. Focus on the now. That's where your power lies. The third thing Stoics teach us to eliminate is toxic comparisons. It's so easy to look at someone else's life and think, why don't I have that? Why am I not where they are? But Marcus Aurelius reminds us, don't set your mind on things you don't possess as if they were yours, but count the blessings you actually possess and think how much you would desire them if they weren't already yours. When we compare ourselves to others, we overlook our own journey. Worse, we judge ourselves by standards that may not even align with our values. Toxic comparisons aren't just unproductive, they're self-destructive. They shift our focus away from what we can control and plant seeds of envy and dissatisfaction. So, how do we stop comparing? By practicing gratitude. Each day, take a moment to reflect on what you have and what you've achieved, no matter how small. Write it down. Gratitude grounds you in your own life and reminds you that your path is unique. Another practice is this. When you notice yourself comparing, pause and reframe the thought. Instead of asking, "Why don't I have that?" ask, "What can I learn from this person? What does their success inspire me to do?" Comparison isn't the enemy, envy is. When you let go of toxic comparisons, you free yourself to appreciate your own progress and celebrate others without resentment. Remember, as the Stoics teach, your journey is yours alone. Embrace it and let others' successes inspire, not diminish you. The fourth thing Stoics teach us to eliminate is complaining about the past. Epictetus once said, "Men are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them." Dwelling on the past, especially its mistakes, regrets, or injustices, only chains us to something we cannot change. Think about it. How much energy have you spent replaying past events, wishing they had gone differently? Complaints about the past don't fix it. They only amplify its hold over you. The Stoics teach us to view the past as a teacher, not a tormentor. It's there to guide us, not define us. So how do you stop complaining about the past? By reframing it. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Here's a practice. The next time you catch yourself lamenting a past mistake or event, pause. Write down one thing it taught you. Shift your focus from blame to growth. The past is unchangeable, but your relationship with it isn't. As Seneca wisely noted, if you wish to put off all worry, assume that what you fear may happen is certainly going to happen. Once you accept what's behind you, you free yourself to focus on what's ahead. Complaining about the past keeps you stuck. Learning from it sets you free. Choose freedom. It's the Stoic way. The fifth thing Stoics teach us to eliminate is overattachment to outcomes. We've all been there, pouring our energy into a goal and then feeling crushed when things don't go as planned. But the Stoics teach us a powerful truth. You can't control the outcome. You can only control your effort. Epictetus reminds us, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. When you attach your happiness to a specific result, you set yourself up for disappointment. But when you focus on the process, the journey itself becomes meaningful. Imagine planting a tree. You can choose the best soil, water it diligently, and give it sunlight. But you cannot make it grow. The growth depends on nature, a force outside your control. The same is true of your efforts. Do your best and let go of the rest. Here's a practice to help. Before starting any task or project, remind yourself of this mantra. I'll do my part and accept what happens. Write it down and keep it where you'll see it often. This small shift in mindset can bring immense peace. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Let go of the need to control the outcome. Focus instead on what's in your hands, the process. That's where true freedom lies. The sixth thing Stoics teach us to eliminate is holding grudges. Holding on to anger or resentment is like carrying a heavy weight. It drains your energy, clouds your mind, and keeps you stuck in the past. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. When you hold a grudge, you allow someone else's actions to control your emotions. But the Stoics remind us that forgiveness is not about letting the other person off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the burden of bitterness. So, how do you let go of grudges? By remembering that no one is perfect, not even you. We've all made mistakes, hurt others, or acted out of ignorance. If we expect understanding and forgiveness for ourselves, shouldn't we extend the same to others? Here's a practice. When someone wrongs you, ask yourself, have I ever done something similar? This isn't to excuse their behavior. but to cultivate compassion and perspective. Then make a conscious choice to release the anger. Write it down if you need to. I release this grudge for my own peace of mind. As Seneca reminds us, to forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that the prisoner was you. Let go of grudges, not for them, but for yourself. Peace is far more valuable than holding on to anger. The seventh thing Stoics teach us to eliminate is multitasking. In our fast-paced world, multitasking is often celebrated, but the Stoics remind us that doing many things at once often means doing none of them well. As Marcus Aurelius said, if you seek tranquility, do less. Or rather, do what's essential and do it well. When we spread our attention too thin, we lose the ability to be fully present. We end up rushing, making mistakes, and feeling overwhelmed. The Stoics teach us that focus is a form of respect. Respect for the task at hand and for our own mental clarity. So how do we embrace single tasking? Start by identifying what's truly important. Each day, choose one or two tasks that matter most and commit to doing them with your full attention. Here's a practical tip. Set a timer for 25 minutes and work on just one task during that time. This is known as the Pomodoro technique, and it's a powerful way to train your mind to focus. The more you practice, the more you'll realize that doing less and doing it well brings not only better results but also a sense of calm and satisfaction. As the Stoics teach, it's not about how much you do, but how well you do it. Eliminate the urge to multitask, and you'll find more peace, clarity, and purpose in everything you do. The eighth thing Stoics teach us to eliminate is negative self-talk. We all have an inner voice, and too often it's critical, harsh, and unkind. But the Stoics remind us that this voice is under our control. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Negative self-talk isn't just unhelpful. It's a distortion of reality. It makes us doubt ourselves, question our worth, and hold back from what we're capable of. The Stoics encourage us to challenge this inner dialogue and replace it with thoughts that align with truth and reason. So how do you eliminate negative self-talk? Start by becoming aware of it. When you catch yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," or "I always mess up," pause and ask, "Is this really true?" Often you'll find it's just a story you're telling yourself. Here's a practice. Write down 3 affirming truths about yourself every morning. For example, I am capable, I am learning, I am worthy of progress. Over time, these truths will replace the negativity and shape a more resilient mindset. Remember, as Epictetus said, first, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Speak to yourself with kindness, reason, and strength. That inner dialogue is the foundation of the person you become. The 9th thing Stoics teach us to eliminate is procrastination. Seneca once said, "While we wait for life, life passes." Procrastination is more than just a delay. It's a form of self-sabotage. It's trading long-term fulfillment for short-term comfort, and the Stoics saw it as a waste of our most valuable resource, time. Think about it. How often do we put off what truly matters? Whether it's pursuing a goal, having a difficult conversation, or simply starting something we know is important, the habit of delaying keeps us from living fully. So how do we overcome procrastination? The Stoics teach us to focus on the present moment. Ask yourself, what can I do right now? Instead of thinking about how big or difficult a task might be, break it into small, manageable steps and take action immediately. Here's a simple exercise. At the start of each day, write down the single most important thing you need to do. Then commit to doing it first. No excuses, no delays. Just action. The more you act in the moment, the more you train your mind to prioritize progress over perfection. As Marcus Aurelius said, Do every act of your life as if it were your last. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It may never come. Start now, and let your actions create momentum for the life you want. The 10th thing Stoics teach us to eliminate is gossiping. Epictetus once said, "Keep silence for the most part, and speak only when you must." Gossip may seem harmless, even entertaining, but the Stoics viewed it as a wasteful and harmful habit. It distracts us from meaningful conversations and damages our integrity. When we gossip, we focus on others' faults rather than improving ourselves. Worse, it can erode trust and harm relationships. The Stoics teach us that our words should uplift, not tear down, and that silence is often more powerful than speech. So how do we eliminate gossip? By practicing mindfulness in our speech. Before you speak about someone else, ask yourself, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If the answer to any of these is no, choose silence. Here's a practice. Spend one day consciously avoiding gossip. Whenever you're tempted to join in, redirect the conversation or remain silent. You'll notice how much lighter and more focused your mind feels without engaging in negativity. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Let your words reflect your values and choose to use them wisely. Gossip may entertain, but integrity inspires. The 11th thing Stoics teach us to eliminate is overindulgence. Seneca once wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Overindulgence, whether it's in food, possessions, or distractions, leads to excess, imbalance, and a lack of self-discipline. The Stoics believed that true happiness comes from moderation and mastery over desires, not from indulging every craving. When we overindulge, we lose sight of what truly matters. The temporary pleasure fades, but the consequences often linger. The Stoics remind us that by practicing restraint, we create space for clarity, purpose, and genuine contentment. So how do we avoid overindulgence? Start by asking yourself this question: do I need this or do I simply want it? Pause before acting on impulses and give yourself time to consider whether the choice aligns with your values. Here's a practice. Embrace intentional simplicity. Dedicate one day a week to practicing moderation. Eat simply, avoid unnecessary purchases, and minimize distractions. This isn't about deprivation. It's about strengthening your willpower and appreciating what you already have. As Epictetus taught, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Overindulgence ties us to fleeting desires. Moderation frees us to focus on what truly enriches our lives.
We've explored 11 things to quietly eliminate from your life: distractions that drain your energy, habits that erode your peace, and patterns that keep you from reaching your potential. But here's the key. The Stoics didn't advocate perfection. They understood that progress, not flawlessness, is the goal. Every step you take toward letting go of these burdens is a step toward a life of clarity, purpose, and inner strength. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. These changes may feel small at first, but over time they create a ripple effect that transforms not just your mindset, but your entire life. Now it's your turn. Which of these 11 habits will you start eliminating today? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could use a little Stoic wisdom in their life. Together, we can create a community of resilience, focus, and tranquility.